I'm recording this on the night of the dark new moon. So this is the second new moon in 1 month. That's why it's called the dark new moon, and the energies are very vibrant. I can hear the ocean from my bedroom, as I think it is springtide or close to that. It's quite loud and beautiful to hear. It doesn't matter when you receive this message, because you will hear it at exactly the right time for you. So if you are a subscriber, I thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me in building the channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm so glad you discovered the channel and can join us. I will bring to you what I saw today for this collective, and then I will see if there's something more that wants to come through for you. So I don't know yet what everything is that sort of higher realms wants to communicate with you. My garden is a spot that's very sacred to me. I went there to connect, to receive the messages. I sat on the chair, took off my shoes to have my bare feet on the ground, and as I closed my eyes, the image popped into my head that I've posted on my community post, in my community posts. I will put the picture here. It's beautiful artwork. And when I posted that, one of you will know who you are, said that it reminded him of when he climbed trees or something like that. I can't remember exactly. And then I commented that, well, I just started climbing trees again. So, but that image popped into my head with the hooded figure sitting on the branch with the owls. And it was immediate that the image appeared, and then it morphed, it changed into a moth. In my previous messages, there is a message about the moth that navigates by the light of the moon. When this artwork, this image morphed into a moth, and the moth started flying, it turned purple and it started flying. As it was flying, I could see almost like when something, almost like when a water beetle is on the water and you see the waves. I could see the airwaves behind the moth as it was flying. And then at one stage, it was as if a light was switched on in the head and torso of the moth. So it was as if now the moth didn't need an outside light, but was seeing the path clearly, providing its own light or living in its own light. So what does this mean? Still, for this collective, you are urged to discover your shadow side, or rather your dark side. Now, we tend to think as humans that dark side and light side, one is good and one is bad. That is not true. So this vision brings to us a foreshadowing of what will happen as you navigate your way by the light of the moon, by the light that is available to you, by the feminine energy, which is the energy of the moon. If you navigate like that, which is one that follows the intuition, then you will come to a point where things will all become light for you, and that is when you can see. And then it is when it doesn't matter anymore if you are in the darkness or in the light, because everything is clear to you. There are no obstacles for you. I then saw the peacock, and I felt Oshun, the presence of Oshun, which the peacock symbolizes. And this changed to just the feathers of the peacock, all the colors, which has always represented to me before I even met Oshun. It always represented to me the different perspectives of source, as the tail of the peacock, when it opens, has all these eyes on it, hundreds of eyes watching from different angles. So that is what it always represents to me. I also saw the hawk, the presence of Ra, and both these two gods can have very strong aspects of the dark feminine and the dark masculine, where the dark masculine, I'm not talking about toxic masculinity or toxic femininity. The dark masculine are assertive, do what has to be done when it's healthy, when it is integrated, when it is in the light. It is assertive, it is powerful, it can be dominant, but not in a way that it dominates others, but in a way that it make decisions, that it follow through on that decisions. Oshun is a fertility goddess, one also of sensuality, I would say, intuition, abundance. So as I saw these aspects of source energy, they carry the messages for you. The message of don't be afraid to connect with these aspects of you. But more than that, you are urged to examine that. You're urged to let go of your preconceived ideas and look at those aspects of yours. See which of those do you suppress? Which of those are part of your authentic you that you are afraid to express? It is the way we observe things, including ourselves, that determine how we experience it. So if we look at something, if we look at ourselves through the eyes of, say, the people who didn't accept us, say it was our parents, if we look through their eyes to ourselves, we will always abandon ourselves. And that is what happens. Sometimes we abandon ourselves before somebody else can abandon us. And you are not doing yourself a favor. You are not standing in your power. You are not embracing your power. You have to stop to hide and to hide from yourself because you are afraid of what you will discover. There is nothing inside of you, there's nothing about you that you can discover that will be bad. The ego can be very, very fragile. And the bigger the ego, the more fragile it is. And it can hinder us from being honest with ourselves, meeting ourselves, from being honest about what our desires are, what we want from life and who we want to be. Don't sacrifice your life for the sake of others. Your life will be most fulfilling and beautiful if you are authentically yourself. If you look in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I? What am I doing here? Why am I doing this? And be honest. If you can do that, all your other relationships will benefit from it, because you can never meet another person deeper than you have met yourself. That is the truth. You cannot get around it. So let's see if there's something that now wants to be communicated to this collective furthermore. I see a sunflower, very, very large sunflower. And I hear the flower of life, white lilies, calm and peace. I see like a pond where the lilies grow. It is an energy, one of calmness and stillness, presence. Source wants you to be present. You are reminded to be present. Present in the now, in the moment, what you are experiencing in the moment. This brings me back to the moth navigating in the dark. What happened before I got to the spot where I connected with the higher realms, I bumped my head into a branch, and there's quite a mark on my forehead now. Also later in the day, I bumped the corner of my eye into the open window. And then I thought, okay, something was communicated to me that I didn't hear the first time, and that was, be present, look at where you are going, observe what you are doing in the moment. Don't think of something else while you are doing this, and don't miss the detail, because I was so fixated on where I was going that I didn't see the branch right in front of me. So don't look at the end goal. Don't look at where you want to be. That said, the new moon, they say, is a very good time to set long-term goals. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But if you set your long-term goal, don't keep your eyes on that. Don't all the time think of when is this going to happen, when am I going to reach it, because there's never an end. No matter what you want to achieve, there will always be something more that you want to achieve. Take the energy that you are scattering all over the place as you think of all the different things that are not even important, most of them. Bring that energy back to you, center that, ground yourself, practice presence, silence, become the observer of yourself also. Now, then, fly out into the night. Don't be afraid of anything. I made a comment that bravery is the fastest way to enlightenment, and I truly believe that. When are you realizing that you can hear the voice of Source? That you can be aligned with your higher self, that you are the channel for your spirit, for your higher self, that you have access to all the knowledge that are part of the collective consciousness. But if we just repeat what others say, when will our voice be heard? I was afraid of the dark when I was little. And at one stage I started to sleep with a candle next to my bed because we didn't have electricity. It happened because I saw the face of a man that molested me as a little girl. I was still little at that stage when I started to sleep with the candle burning. I saw his face in his coffin before he was buried. And my parents didn't know what he did to me. So then I started to get nightmares, and I put a light next to my bed and looked at the candle burning before I could fall asleep, and fell asleep before it was dark. It is not the dark that I had to be afraid of. Do you see that? You don't need to be afraid of it. It is the fear that keep us stuck. The question you have to ask is, why am I afraid of this? And then shine the light on it. You will become the light. If you do all this work, if you ask these questions, if you see yourself, you will become the light, like the vision I saw of the moth that started to shine its own light that vision is for you. It's for this collective. And I know a lot of you are going through many things. There was another beautiful image that one of you mentioned in the comments, that he was guided by a bat. I also had bats in my garden often. I haven't seen them in quite a while. They navigate, they draw maps in the sky. So you are guided. Don't feel alone. I am here as a guide for you, sent as a guide. Sunflower is a flower that consists of many little flowers. This reminds us that we all are connected, and together we make this beautiful flower. The lily is the one that blooms as it grows from the mud where it was not seen, and when it opens, it is clean. There are no mud or anything on it. That is what a pure heart does. So as you journey, remember to make the choices from your heart, the decisions, to listen, to feel. That is how you will be guided. And then you can know if you see sunflowers, lilies, moths, feathers, peacock, wings. Those are all images that came with these messages. So if you see that, it is confirmation for you. May you have a fantastic week till I speak to you again. If anything was unclear, you can ask in the comments, and also tell me where you're from, tell me how it resonated. I love reading the comments, and I will try to answer everyone. I'm sending you my infinite love till I speak to you in the next video. Goodbye.